This is Scott Becker with the Becker Private Equity Podcast. This is a subject we talk about often, and we're going to call this Ride or Die Leadership. You need to know who your most valuable people are. So we'll talk about this concept in business. In business, and it's the same thing in running any organization, you have to constantly double down on great people and also try not to be too reliant on any one great person. And this is a constant concept of we're trying to add more staff around a person so that that person ever, gets hit by a car, quits, resigns, retires. We're not so reliant on that person that the organization can't sustain itself. Now, this is one concept in business. It's the same thing that we talk about in business when we talk about customer concentration. It's too much of our business coming from one payer, then we want to make sure we're also serving enough other payers so if something goes wrong with our payer negotiations with that payer, we're not in trouble. Now, the flip side to all of this is, in every situation, there are certain people that are your most valuable people. We often call them in life, there's an urban slang dictionary definition for this, ride or die people that you don't want to do without. And obviously, if you look at people like Michael Dowling at Northwell Health, if you look at in many, many systems, Nancy Agee at Carilion Clinic, you look at leaders in your directors of nursing, your nursing staff, whatever team you have, you're always trying to be a little bit less reliant on your most important people, but you can't do that without recognizing who are your most valuable people too. Those are your ride or die people. So the concept being, if you have a great nursing team or great nursing leadership or great DON, it's you want to build additional people and you want to double down on that person because that person's a ride or die leader in your organization. So this constant concept of being less reliant, but also recognizing the most valuable people and recognizing we're ride or dying with those people. You see in business multiple different failures in this mindset. At one point, Apple brought in a new CEO, and that CEO, essentially the board, dismissed Steve Jobs. They should have just viewed Steve Jobs as a once-in-a-lifetime generational leader, and they're going to ride and die with him. Similarly, Jerry Krause was the general manager of the Chicago Bulls, and he essentially decided to get rid of Michael Jordan towards the end of Michael's career. Again, Michael might have been towards the end of his career, but he should have just taken the position, I'm going to love Michael, and we're going to ride or die with him. Similarly, Bill Belichick decided a great idea to try and win without Tom Brady, to try others. Again, we know how that turned out. Tom Brady got another Super Bowl in Tampa Bay, and Bill Belichick is now gone as the long-term leader of the New England Patriots. In any of your organizations, yes, you're constantly trying to build redundancy, but not at the expense of understanding who are your most important, your best people that you're building around and that what we call riding or dying with them. At Becker's Healthcare, I say this all the time, we've rode or died with Jessica Cole. Years ago, my longtime partner for 20 years, Jessica, somebody said at some meeting, oh, we got to find a way to be less reliant on Jessica Cole. And Jessica was my ride or die partner. And I took the position, you could all do that when I retire. Then you could decide that you'll find a way to be less reliant on Jessica. But until we do that, I'll ride or die with Jessica Cole as my partner and my leader. In any event, this concept of building redundancy, but understanding your very most valuable people, I think applies to every team in every aspect in every business. Thank you for listening to this version of the Becker Private Equity Podcast. Again, I hope you enjoy this. Ride or die leadership. You need to know who your most valuable people are. Text me at 773-766-5322. If you like this, if you have any comments on it, thank you for listening to the Becker Private Equity Podcast.